Let's talk about something big in the Java world. A huge divide, really. Over on one side, you've got the classic, the venerable Java 8. It's over a decade old, but it's still powering a staggering number of applications. And on the other side, you've got modern Java, which is just moving at lightning speed, packed with new features and huge performance wins. Today we're going to dig into that divide and explore why making that jump from 8 isn't just a simple version bump. It's a leap into a whole new way of development.
So let's just cut to the chase, right? This is probably the question you came here with. Why are so many projects, maybe even a project you're working on right now, still anchored to Java 8? It's a massive pain point for developers everywhere, and it's the big mystery we're going to unravel today. So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll get a handle on just how big this divide is. Then, we're going to look at the new release schedule, because that's really what created this whole situation. After that, we'll dive into the gnarly obstacle course of upgrading. Before, and this is the good part, we show you exactly why that jump is so worthwhile. And to finish up, we'll lay out a map for how you can navigate Java's future.
All right. First up, Java's Great Divide. To really get why so many of us are stuck in the past, we need to understand the mindset that shaped that older era of Java.
You know that old saying, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, that right there is a huge piece of this puzzle. For most businesses, developers are busy building new features, things that bring in money. An upgrade to the infrastructure, like moving off Java 8, that just looks like cost and risk with zero immediate payoff. So if the app is chugging along just fine, the pressure to mess with its foundation is practically zero.
And, you can't really blame them for thinking that way, especially back then. Before 2017, Java releases were slow. I mean, there was a whole 3-year gap between Java 7 and Java 8. That slow pace really trained the entire industry to put stability above everything else. And Java 8 became that super comfortable, super stable home. But the world outside its doors was about to change, big time.
So what happened? What was the big shift? Well, back in 2017, something fundamental changed that completely rewrote the rules for Java's evolution. And it's absolutely key to understanding how we got here.
And just like that, the whole game changed. The old multi-year cycle was gone. In its place, we got this predictable 6-month feature release train. But here's the catch, you have to look closely. Not all of these releases are meant for the same thing. Only specific versions, the ones marked LTS for long-term support, are the real destinations. They're the big milestones.
And this is the most important thing to get. Only the LTS versions, that's 8, 11, 17, and now 21, are designed for that long-term stability that businesses actually need for production. All those other versions in between, think of them like beta tests or stepping stones. They're awesome for trying out new features, but you'd never want to bet your company on them.
Okay, so if we know we're supposed to be on these LTS versions, why is the jump from 8 to, say, 11 or 17 so incredibly intimidating? Well, because it's less of a simple jump and more of a full-blown obstacle course with traps waiting for you at every turn.
You've got a whole mess of things blocking the path. First, there's that cost and risk we already talked about. Then, Oracle changed up its licensing in 2019, which turned upgrading from 8 into this complex legal and financial puzzle for a lot of companies. And of course, on the technical side, you've got to worry if all your favorite third-party libraries will even work. But really, the biggest, scariest monster of all is that first big leap from 8, because it forces you through the breaking changes of Java 9.
And this is where we get into the real technical weeds, the stuff that makes developers groan. That single jump from Java 8 means you slam into all of these hurdles at once. First, there's Project Jigsaw, the module system from Java 9 that just broke a ton of older libraries. Then, a bunch of important APIs just vanished. You have to go hunt them down and add them back as separate dependencies. And then there's the big one, the infamous JavaX to Jakarta migration. Just a nightmare of find and replace, especially if you're using Spring. And to top it all off, they restricted access to internal APIs, so any of that clever or maybe sketchy reflection code you had, yep, it's gonna break. Okay, I know. After hearing about all those hurdles, you're probably sitting there thinking, why on earth would I bother with any of that? And that is a totally fair question. But this is where it gets exciting.
This is where we talk about why the pain is absolutely worth the gain. We can have nice things.
I mean, just listen to this from Spring's own Josh Long. He says Java 21 is infinitely better than Java 8. And look at that list. Faster, more secure, more ops-friendly, better performance, more memory efficient. It's not just a small improvement, it's a total transformation across the board.
And this right here says it all. This is the before and after of developer productivity. On the left, we have the old way of making a simple data object. Look at all that code. The constructor, the getters, equals, hash code, all that ceremony. Now look at the right. That's using records, available since Java 16. One single, elegant line. This is the kind of cleanup that modern Java brings to the table.
And the list of nice things just keeps on going. We get the var keyword, which cleans up so much code. We get text blocks, which means no more ugly plus signs and escape characters just to write a block of JSON or SQL. We get pattern matching, which makes your if, else, and switch statements way smarter and safer. The list is huge, and every single item makes our lives as developers better.
But if there's one feature that is an absolute, undeniable game changer, especially for server-side apps, it's virtual threads. These are basically super cheap, lightweight threads that the JVM manages for you. This means you can have millions of them running, handling tons of requests. But, and here's the magic, you get to write simple, blocking, easy-to-read code. You get all the performance benefits of complicated async code, but with none of the complexity. It's the best of both worlds.
And it's not just about the cool new syntax. Under the hood, modern Java is just plain faster and more efficient. The garbage collector has gotten way smarter, which means less memory used. Your applications actually start up faster. And the JIT compiler, the thing that makes your code run fast, is constantly getting better, squeezing more and more performance out of your hardware without you having to lift a finger. So, you're convinced the benefits are incredible. But how do you actually do it? How do you get from the cozy, familiar world of Java 8 to this shiny new future? Well, the key is this. It's not a blind leap of faith. It's a planned, careful migration.
Here's a super simple 3-step playbook to get you started. First, profile your app. Seriously, don't just guess where the problems are. Second, use the tools you already have, like JDEPs, to scan your code. It'll tell you exactly what's going to break when you upgrade. And third, and this is crucial, let tools do the heavy lifting.
This is where modern tooling becomes your absolute best friend. There are tools out there like VMware's Tanzu Application Advisor that can analyze your entire project and pretty much automate the fix. They can change the Java version in your build files, and yep, they can even do that tedious JAVX to Jakarta renaming across your whole codebase for you.
So when you look at all of this, the picture is pretty clear. Sticking with Java 8 means you are actively missing out on an entire decade of innovation in performance, in security, and in just making your own life as a developer easier. The ecosystem has moved on, the tools to help you upgrade are here, and the benefits are just massive. So the real question to leave you with is this: Java is moving forward faster than ever. Is your code base ready to keep up?